Welcome, my dear friends, to Marriage Without Tears channel. Today is the 24th day in the month of December 2024, and that is just a day to Christmas. So let me use this opportunity to say Merry Christmas to all my subscribers and viewers and everyone who has kept faith with this channel for all these years. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And tonight we are doing a concluding part of an earlier edition we did last week when sexual appetites differ, or rather when there are differences in the sexual drive of partners in a relationship. What can the couple do? That was the topic. So if you actually want to get the full gist of this topic, you can start by listening to our earlier edition, the edition before this very particular one. And there are people who have asked a lot of questions. Please, you can give me a comment in the comment section, and it will be my joy to respond to each and every one of your questions. So, when sexual appetites differ, what can the couple do? I discover really that most couples are threatened by this very particular challenge in their relationship. They can hardly tell it to their friends, and even when they meet a counselor, they murmur it under the table, under their breath, and it's as if it's a no-go area. But this is a very volatile area in any relationship. Couples accusing one another of either being hyperactive sexually, being a nymphomaniac, or being docile in bed, instead of sitting as a couple to check ways and decide ways whereby they can solve their situation. And that is the reason why I am doing this edition, so that every couple that is facing sexual differences can have a way of achieving a solution. So please listen attentively to this very particular edition. It's the concluding part really. So welcome once again. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, I will appreciate it if you can do that by clicking this red button by my side. Be a part of Marriage Without Tears family. This is a place where we give you all you need to know about how to run effective and effectual marriages and family life. So you are welcome. Every couple facing this must address the issue of self-esteem in their own individual life. Self-esteem that may also infringe on their, the way they relate to themselves. So there is a need for you as partners to continually affirm one another, to continually admire one another, to continually, say one or two things that will make your partner not to lose his or her own self-esteem. Because when self-esteem is lost, the the sex drive is lost. As a matter of fact, if you are not okay with the way you look, especially when you off your clothes, it will become difficult for you to actually engage in quality sexual intercourse with your spouse. So you may discover that a couple is feeling, is having this challenge because there are obvious differences, a whole lot of differences, negative or positive differences in the way they feel about their bodies. So if that is your situation, the only solution to that is to learn how to appreciate your woman or your man, no matter what size he is, and then help him or her in checking out the area of body weight, so that the person becomes more confident anytime you engage in intercourse. It is very, very important that you do that. And as couples in a relationship, please desist from the temptation of comparing yourselves with other women or with other men. Don't compare your wife, don't compare your husband with other people out there. I have had husbands who said, look at how you are. Can't you see Mrs. Susan so? Look at how she is trim and everything and tidy. And here you are, full of flesh. What is wrong with you? Can't you go and ask her what she does? No. When you do that, you are losing sight of a few things. The person you are comparing your wife with does not have the same, the same orientation, doesn't come from the same background, have not had the same experiences as your spouse. So comparing him or her with Mr. Joe or, Madam Felicia out there will not augur well for your marriage. All you need to do is, at whatever level your spouse is, learn how to do whatever is necessary on your own, not only to affirm her, but to genuinely accept him or her and help him to lose the weight, so that and help him to gain that self-confidence that will make that person become agile again in the bedroom. Very, very important. The second thing that you may need to do when you are facing this is to develop other forms of intimacy, like I said last week, but I'm going to specify more on spiritual intimacy. Spiritual intimacy is very necessary because it allows a couple to look at their relationship away from the base physical instincts. They begin to look at themselves as, from a deeper perspective. They begin to look at themselves with love, with compassion, with a deeper level of commitment that is absent in a physically motivated relationship. So when you develop that area, what it means is that you study the scriptures more, you pray more amongst yourselves, you pray more with one another. It is very important. In the place of prayer, your eyes are taken off from the physical side of sex, and then you become bonded together spiritually to the level whereby a patience, a kind of inner patience, a kind of inner love, a kind of inner acceptance, comes into your being. When you see a couple that are always squabbling on the differences in their in their sex life, it is simply because, like I said the other time, it is simply because the other forms of intimacy had not been fruitfully developed. So develop the spiritual intimacy. It will make a whole lot of difference in your marriage. A whole lot of difference. So what does it mean to develop spiritual together? It means to pray together about your marriage, to study the scriptures together, to be able to look together into the scriptures and find out the real meaning of marriage, and find out why you are in that union in the first place, and discover that you are in the union not just to satisfy your physical desires and appetite for sex, but you are there to fulfill a deeper divine, a deeper divine vision. There is something deeper concerning your relationship other than physical sex. And when you develop that understanding, your relationship is better planted on solid foundation. So there is a need for you to actually develop your spiritual intimacy further if you must achieve compatibility even in the physical place. You need to become more playful and more creative in the techniques, in your skills when it comes to the bedroom. I must say actually that even the missionaries are tired of missionary positions. What do I mean by that? The reality is that you must develop new skills of being with one another. You must develop it. Sometimes we are not creative enough. Sometimes we are so used to the norm. And when you are so used to the norm without being creative, without adding a little bit of excitement and spice in the way you make love with one another, it can, your love life or the drive for one another can, it can plateau and even begin to go down. So that is the thing. Be more creative, be more versatile. Do it in the bedroom, do it in the bathroom, do it in the kitchen, do it anywhere. There is nothing that says that lovemaking must be in the bedroom. Nothing like that. As a matter of fact, even while a couple are taking their bath and preparing for work, they can have a quickie even in the morning while taking their bath before going to work. So be more creative. Some people will say, oh, pastors are not supposed to have sex in the morning before going to church. Who told you that? If a pastor is your husband and he needs sex that morning, give it to him. Nobody tells you that a pastor cannot have sex before going to church. So the reality, please, as a couple, be more creative, be more sensitive to the needs of your spouse. Learn how to give of yourself to your spouse at the spur of the moment. Many people are so mundane, they lack creativity that brings joy to the sexual enterprise. So be more creative. Very, very important. Be more creative, really. That's the third thing I want to tell us. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so immediately. This red button by my side, once you click on it, you become subscribed, you become part of this wonderful channel. I would also like to tell us, please be more patient with one another. Most couples that are having this challenge are so much in a hurry to see changes that at the end of the day, the changes doesn't come as fast as they think it should come. always understand that you and your husband or wife, you are on a life journey. And because you're on a life journey, give it time. Give it time. A whole lot of things may be responsible for the way he or she is feeling. Like I said last week, it could be because of illness, it could be hormonal imbalance, it could be because of stress, it could be because of a whole lot of other factors. But if you are patient enough to address the issues that are actually causing this low libido, you will discover that that person, comes up again and meet your expectation. So that is the truth. Be more patient. Be more patient. Stay forward. Be ready to understand what is happening in your relationship and creatively walk out of that pit. You can do it. That you are having differences in sexual drive does not mean it is that you are incompatible. No, it doesn't mean incompatibility at all. It simply means that you have greater room to grow as a couple. The wound is where light enters into you. So please be more understanding, show empathy, show love, and be a little bit more patient as you wait for changes in that area. I also want you to know that it is necessary for you to celebrate every little achievement. Sometimes you may want that achievement to be very robust and quick. No, but you are not taking drugs. It is only people that take drugs and take all manner of cocaine and heroin and ginger themselves. But if you want to get those changes in a more organic way, in a way that is gradual and natural, then you must also know that you need to celebrate every little achievement. When you see that your husband, who doesn't used to last for 2 minutes before, can now take you up to 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you need to celebrate him. Because when you celebrate him, he becomes more confident. And confidence has a way of impacting in one's sexual energy. But when you are always critical of him, when you're always comparing and saying using all manner of dirty language on him, condemning him or doing whatever, he becomes more, he's challenged and his self-esteem goes down. So please learn how to celebrate every little achievement. I have counseled couples that over time, when they begin to see these differences, it may appear minute at first, but in the process of time, they become so, wonderful. They become united. They become more glued, to the extent that if you are asking that person or that partner whether you can leave that relationship, you say no, you not over his dead body. So the reality, please learn to give it time. Not only giving it time, but celebrate every little achievement. And one other thing I need to tell you before I check out is, please, once again, that you are having sexual differences does not mean that you are incompatible as a couple. There are so many areas of your life as a couple. Spiritual areas, mental areas, psychological areas, emotional areas, physical areas. Don't allow a certain area, just a minute part of the physical area, to determine the very essence of your marriage. No. You must establish your marriage on very robust foundations. Try to grow other forms of intimacy. Try to see what you can do to add value to other forms of intimacy. And in the process of time, even the sexual compatibility we are talking about will become a thing of the past, because you will achieve it with time. You will achieve it with time, especially when you show a high level of empathy, compassion, love, patience, a high level of faith in your relationship. You will achieve that high level. You will achieve that compatibility, that sexual compatibility you are still, believing God for. So please, that is my counsel for you in this edition. And please, I would also appreciate it if you can recommend our channels to your loved ones and click on this wonderful button here and be a subscriber. And let's do this week after week to the glory of God. Once again, my name is Felix Okeke. I'm your marriage counselor, and I say Merry Christmas and have an awesome Yuletide. Thank you.